Welcome to The Pull Bag. Join us as we dig out our latest comics and discuss them with a rotating panel of the GCRN crew. So sit back and enjoy this week's Pull Bag.
Ta-da-da-da-da! Pony power! Oh, hell, I am so sorry. Welcome to the Pull Bag, episode 125. This is the Holiday Leftovers episode. I am DFG and Mike, and joining me is Nicole, multiple screen names, Hailstorm, whatever the hell you call yourself this week.
Oh, what should I call myself? I'm going to call myself Betty this week. That sounds awesome.
And of course, we have Heather HaHee Prime. Hello.
I'm going to call myself Prime whenever I can.
Betty Prime. That sounds like something Betty White. It'd be Betty White. Betty White would be a good Transformer.
Yeah, she'd be awesome.
No. Just no.
She is the Highlander of the Golden Girls, so we all know this.
Isn't she the only one left alive
That's
at this point?
Highlander.
Oh, God. You want to see Sophia in one of the most hilariously stupid 90s movies? Watch Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Oh, I love that show. That's funny.
Alright, so we are here, and as I said, it's holiday leftover time. December 30th of 2015, we, over on Showtime Synergy in the Pull Bag, we did the holiday special for Jim. So I figure, why not do a couple of the other ones, and we're going to do, like I said, My Little Pony and Transformers. First up is My Little Pony. The main cover is Spike basically being electrocuted, kind of like Clark Griswold.
It's the Christmas Vacation spoof. I love it. And all the presents are for Rarity. I love it.
Of course.
Are they?
Yeah, they totally are. There's a lot of really
right.
glorious tiny little stuff to find.
Yep. The creative on this is Katie Cook on writing. Art's also by Katie Cook, Brenda Hickey, Agnes Garbowska, and Andy Price. Colors by Heather Breckel. Lettered by Neil Iatake, I guess. And of course, Bobby Curnow is on editing. We start off with Twilight Sparkle and Spike being snowed in at the House of Mouse. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can't have mouses, as we'll see shortly.
Yeah. Now, I have to say, this is next month in February, Nicole and I are going to be doing Fiendship is Friendship February, so I have read Pony comics before this. I've read the Friends, not Friends Forever, the micro series.
Oh, okay,
The Ponytails. That's Ponytails.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what it is.
I've read that one too. We own that one.
I've read the 2 volumes of Ponytails, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and I still have to read the Fiendship is Magic and some other stuff. But technically, this is my overall third introduction to the IDW My Little Pony comics, and starts off with like I said, Twilight Sparkle and Spike in this, I don't know, coffee shop or train station.
I think it's a train stop because there's the train tracks there.
Yeah.
She's good. She just met up with her parents. She's trying to get home. It's kind of like planes, trains, and automobiles if you think about it.
Oh, God. Oh, no. We do not need bad fan fiction of Twilight and Spike in the position of John Candy and Steve Martin. It's like, that's not my hand. We do not need that.
But now you have invented it.
Yeah, yep,
No,
it's all your fault.
Do not need that. So Spike makes an executive dragon decision that that they should go back to her parents' place, and then the avalanche of snow comes piling in on him.
Poor Spike.
I love the blissful ignorance.
I know, he looks so dang cute in that panel. It's just like, oh my gosh, can you be more adorable? I think not.
Oh boy, so they get snowed in. and they uh,
Well, Twilight
he's
wanted to read is the thing,
right,
and because she's a bookworm,
right.
and Amy is Twilight. Okay,
Yeah.
so, because that's what she wants to do with her whole life is just read,
God.
you know. But
Yeah.
But somebody
unfortunately,
like saw her book in her purse and just like stole it. And the way they portray it is like it's totally a normal thing to just like see a book in somebody's purse and take it with you. Like, oh, too bad, the lost book. I should take it home, like a foster book or something. I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
I love the title of the book too.
I know it's Lord of the Rains. It's amazing.
I love that little pony right there. He's just so into it.
I love that he's
Great.
getting to do exactly what Twilight wanted to do. He's curled up by the fire with a mug of tea, reading the book, and she's just like, alas! And her tongue says anguish.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that at first.
That's my
wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing that they do in the pony comics is just funny little jokes with words. That they're like, yeah, we know adults are reading this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Kelly Thompson does over in Gem, where there was the annual where they were having a movie night, and at one point or another they all fell asleep, and around all of them it says adorable snoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spike is being a crybaby essentially because he wants her to read to him.
Why not, man?
I guess. And what I found interesting with this is how they incorporated the other ponies before the eventual end of the story. Because I was wondering how they were going to do that with Twilight and Spike stranded.
It's a holiday miracle.
Yeah, it's a Festivus for the rest of us.
Dude, I just now noticed that the bookseller guy fully has a hipster beard.
Oh yeah, he's
Yes,
a total hipster. Especially with his name, which we'll find out here.
Yes.
Such a hipster.
So the first story here is basically
it's Rudolph.
Rainbow the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
And it's essentially a
reindeer mode. I kind of want a plushie of that.
I know.
I just like her feet.
And I like her big ears.
Yeah. And her little Cyclonus antlers.
Love it.
God. I didn't even notice those at first. Too bad one of them isn't broken.
That would be awesome.
Can you imagine, like, the other ponies or reindeer are like, we won't let you play our reindeer games, and they like break off her horn.
That would have been awesome. They've had plenty of Transformers references in the ponies.
Oh yeah.
Comics, But the very, very first one, Big Optimus Prime, right there.
The gray pony that says, "What do you mean reindeer games?" It almost looks like
It's supposed to be like Paris Hilton. Her name's Silver Spoons.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it almost reminds me of Jade from Twilight's one shot, but it's not Jade, obviously.
It's supposed to be like Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
And the other one's Diamond Tiara.
God.
They're the privileged ponies that just have everything going for them.
Yeah.
And if you're not like them, you're not good enough.
Apparently
And that's basically how they talk to you. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to zoom in and look at the names of these games. Okay, my favorite is Apology.
Yeah, Apology, Connect Forelock,
Land, Cattle Ship.
Yeah, Cattle Ship.
Makeopoly?
No, Maropoly.
Oh, Maropoly.
Yeah.
I need to zoom in more because now I'm really curious about what this other one is.
It's Gelding Wars?
Oh, Gelding Wars, okay. What? Okay, yes. No, so okay. We have...
Yeah.
All right, I'm fulfilled now. I have looked at the tiny print.
So they all leave her, go inside, play their reindeer games, and she's sitting out there in with snow on her head, and all of a sudden Princess Luna crashes into her. And we break to, we break the fourth wall here, and because Spike's like, wait, Princess Luna is in this book? I guess so. Oh, look, she wrote it.
I love her author picture.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And it basically turns out to be poor Princess Luna. She just doesn't know how to talk to the common folk.
She's still
I
learning.
totally heard her voice for that part.
She was stuck in the moon for centuries. She's still learning.
With the duck or the goose here, I really, instead of saying "off with you," I really wanted to say, I wanted her to say "off with your head." Nothing like flying fruitcake to get the season started, right, folks?
I'm one of those people. I actually enjoy fruitcake.
One of the few.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's 10 of us. We should start a club.
So we get Luna and Rainbow here. Luna is essentially Santa, and obviously Rainbow is going to become Rudolph.
What an awesome job, man.
I love the art. The art's amazing in this. And I love how the you hear this giant crash outside, and the ponies that are still inside playing they are playing Maropoly. They all just kind of look and are like wondering what the heck was that. And I love Princess Luna. You just flew most excellently to catch that rogue fruitcake. It wasn't rogue, you threw it.
I know, it was a rogue.
So the other ponies come out and they're all being really nice to Rainbow, but only it's the standard lesson all kids should learn. Treat others as you should be treated. But they're essentially treating Rainbow better than they would have, only because Princess Luna's there.
Well, they want to be part of the royals,
Yeah.
Schmoozing.
I love the line, a lot has happened in 10 minutes. We've all changed and grown as individuals.
Right.
Oh, it's so them, though, is the thing.
So they go back inside, and Luna says, "Best way to show thanks, my friend, is manual labor. Let us be off. There's a fruitcake in it for you." And back to you annoying me. And of course, we learn the lesson, and we go back to the train station, and God. Oh, the coffee vendor's name. And is that supposed to be a Starbucks hat?
It probably is. He's got the apron.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got the name too.
Yeah, I know last year there was a big up in arms thing over what Starbucks did for the holidays, but it's like every time I see Starbucks now, I'm just waiting for someone, like in something like this, I'm just waiting for someone to make the cups red.
They don't have the red cups in here. Oh, and then they had the polar bear fiasco too.
Yeah, that's true.
That was so stupid. People are idiots.
I'm glad I missed the polar bear one.
Oh, so it was like the Coca-Cola polar bears, and they had the red scarves on them.
Yeah.
Well, they had these cute little cookies that looked like the polar bears, and they put a little red scarf.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. That was pretty funny.
It was so gross. I'm like, really? Are you serious? You actually think they're gonna do that? Idiots.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Oh man, the internet. The thing. Yeah. Well, I will not tangent about people making controversies out of stuff that isn't really controversy.
Exactly.
That's for an entirely different. The Toy and the Mouse is the next story, which stars Rarity, Spike's favorite pony to stock. Um, this is basically the Nutcracker folks,
Yeah.
and Rarity pretty much
Refuses to participate.
yeah.
I
Once the
love that
mouse
it
comes in,
is like the real story of the Nutcracker and everything, and,
yeah.
and then it stops when there's the Mouse King in it. Nope, we're not doing this.
But this actually this actually knocked me out of the story a little bit because it was the first story was enjoyable and fun, and I was all down for the characters being, ponies that we know in very thin disguises, and that was fun. But this Rarity one, it breaks the fourth wall so thoroughly and so right away
Yeah.
that I was like, wait, are we still even reading an actual book? What? And it threw me out.
Yeah, and then we get the horseshoe on the head for the Mouse King with the whack, and it goes back to the train station. Come to find out, Spike and Twilight have fallen asleep.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, that makes it make more sense. If they were dreaming, then it's allowed to be full of breaking. Okay.
Well, it starts off as, if you look at it, because Spike does in the beginning here, when we learn that the dude's name is Cup of Joe, they have another book, and Spike holds it up, and he starts reading with his mouth full, and Twilight says, "Don't do that." And then we see the part of the book where it says "The Toy and the Mouse." So it's a story in one of the books, but
they fell asleep reading it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why the fourth wall can essentially be, have the glass shattered on itself. Yeah.
I like that the picture of Twilight getting woke up by the clanging of the bell.
Yeah.
That's what I'll look like tomorrow at 6 o'clock because I've already been up and I still have to do a shift of work.
Oh, jeez. You need to get your sleep pattern on track there.
It's not easy when you work graveyards and you gotta still have a life.
If you look at that panel there, both of them have the same look in their eyes, except Spike is upside down. So Cup of Joe says, I figured, you said your friends were having a party. I figured let's have a party here, and all I have at home is my fish.
Oh my gosh.
The poor fish. I mean, come on.
He's got a present for his owner, and he's not home. Oh my gosh. Look at those sad eyes. You can't tell me that.
It's Nemo all over again.
Oh my gosh. It's the cutest little thing.
So they read the final story. 'Twas the night of Hearth's warming eve. And obviously this is, the night before Christmas. I like how this is written. I always find it really interesting to see how writers incorporate the classic Christmas tales like this to fit whatever their specific story is.
Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of the writing of this too, just because it was like, we're gonna be serious poem. No.
I just love that Mac is reading Mary Higginson Clark.
Oh my gosh! I noticed that. That's really funny. Mary Hoofing Clark. That sounds like a swear word.
I love that. Oh, so Mac likes the romances.
Mac likes Harlequins.
Well,
I know it's not a Harlequin, but
it's a romance suspense kind of thing. So maybe he's in it for the suspense.
I also just noticed that he is wearing butt flap PJs.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
There's so much cuteness in this.
Dude, so this does have to do with the comic. But we went to this it's basically a water park here that they decided to throw a winter activity thing.
Oh no.
Yeah. And they had a little train ride, and you stop halfway through the train ride and you go in and you watch like a 10-minute cartoon and you get hot chocolate. And the cartoon was this really old, like Santa Claus coming to all the children kind of cartoon. And I'm like, wow, things have changed since the 1930s. There was the little kid whose butt flap falls out, but there was also like the kid that falls into something and looks up with blackface, and like,
Oh my gosh.
wow, there was a lot of stuff that you could not get away with now.
That's great. But you can't remember what it's called?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it was like weirdly traumatic. I'm just like, this is weird. But back to the comic. But you know, I was having a brief flashback looking at Big Mac's bum there.
So this one kind of ends with, obviously, you know, Granny Smith coming in. I like that.
I love Granny.
That's so awesome. We go back to Twilight, Joe, and Spike, and we hear a creak, and Spike is somehow sleeping standing up.
But wait, we have to rejoice in the line, that's not an action figure, it's a doll. That's okay. Sorry. Moving on. Go ahead.
Yes. And we hear a whoosh, and Spike wakes up, and we see all these strangers.
With white eyes.
Ponies with white eyes, yep.
They're getting their Ninja Turtle on.
That's true.
Don't fire until you see the white of their eyes. So everyone shows up. Rainbow, Rarity, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Applejack, to have a party at the coffee shop. And wait. Oh yeah, that is Rainbow. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a harrowing tale of friendship, hardship, and dedication that will need a full 20 pages to explain. Hey, breaking the fourth wall isn't my bit.
Yeah, you don't steal Pinkie's bit.
No.
Pinkie is psychotic. We have seen this a few times.
Yeah.
I love the whole, we left Big Mac behind. He can get himself out of that ice crevasse and get his blank up here anytime he wants. Probably. He'll be fine.
I love how Pinkie is like, oh, Cup of Joe, is he on the guest list? And then the next panel is her just basically giving him the glare of all evil.
That part got me in the feels because I'm totally that guy. Like, wherever I went as a teenager, I was I'm here. I know I'm not cool.
But you know what? She accepted him. She's like, that's fine.
I love that you could be Spike's +1.
Yeah. Overall, I dug this. I thought it was really cool. I like the art. I like some of the stories. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still wrapping my head around this whole this whole universe is just weird to me.
Ponyverse?
At times. Yes, it's just strange to me at times.
It's just happiness.
Yeah, we'll get into that full on next month, but yeah, it's just happiness. What are your overall thoughts, Nicole, for the My Little Pony special?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, you have to read it because it's got like a lot of little hidden gems, and it's one of those things that you have to read so you can actually see them. You know, it's definitely ponies, holidays, happiness, funniness. You know, it's got a good little moral story, and I love the artwork. I especially love the picture of Macintosh when he remembers there's the fire.
Yes.
I love that panel. It's so cute. And the take on a classic, like you said, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Love that. Yeah, it's just overall fun goodness. It's definitely ponies. I love it.
All I can think of when I hear this "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" now is a guy in his pajamas in a dog chain. Christmas Vacation. Poor old cousin Eddie.
And of course, Pinkie Pie bought her party cannon, so.
Yep, festive boom. God. What about you, Heather? What'd you think of this one?
To be honest, I didn't love it, but there are parts that I really enjoy, and the fact that it really comes together at the end saves it. Like, you get to the end, you're like, yeah, that was fun. And there, like Nicole said, the hidden gems are what make it the best, and that's what makes the pony comics really fun, to be honest, is the fact that you can go through them and be like, oh my gosh, that little detail is great. I love that Pinkie Pie randomly brings a fish. That was one of my
She's like my peaky senses.
tiny little favorite parts. Is he's like, yeah, I left my fish at home, but my fish won't care. And then it cuts to the fish holding this little present and like crying in his tank, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's horrible.
I know.
But then she saved the day and brought the fish back. So yeah, it was fun, but not like deathless to me.
Mm-hmm. On a scale of 0 to 5, what would you rate this, Nicole?
Well, what's your opinions on it?
I like it. I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I like seeing different universe takes on classic tales. The art is great. At first, I was taken out of the whole rarity story at first, like Heather kind of was, but then I realized, oh wait, yeah, they fell asleep. That's interesting. And I like how Joe is kind of disappointed that they fell asleep while reading the story. I mean, it's ponies and Christmas. What more needs to be said? Or Heart of Swarming Eve, or whatever they call it in universe. Okay, rating it. What would we rate this one?
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nutcracker one did kind of, like Heather said, it did. The first time I read it, it did kind of confuse me. The second time, of course, I knew what I was expecting. But there's so many little gems in there, and it's one of those things that you could read with anyone, pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What about you, Heather?
I think I'd give it a 3.5. Because it's perfectly fine, but like I said, not this isn't one I would be like, I must own it. But it's fun, but kind of forgettable to me. Please don't hate me, internet. I love it.
For me, I'm also going to give it a 3.5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I kind of wish they would have done a little bit more with it, especially for the price that it is. Because originally, I think this was a $4 or $5.99 book. I think. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to look at that, and I'll get back to you guys at the end of the show. But we're going to take a quick break so Heather can go get some hot chocolate, and we'll come back with the Transformers holiday special after this.
This is getting expensive.
So we are back, and we all have hot chocolate, and apparently Rodimus gives the Rodimus star to Ultra Magnus. He actually uses his horn for a star hanger.
Everything about both of these covers is true, faithful, amazing, and profound, and I bought both of them. Because, okay, nerd moment, dork moment, whatever. Okay, so I had to have, of course, the Ultra Magnus as Christmas tree cover, because you have to. But I also had to have the me and Megatron go sledding one. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Like, everybody else sledding is great, but me and Megatron are going sledding, and yes. Like,
when I first saw this, I thought Chromie was pulling Bumblebee's head off.
I know, he's like, why are you holding onto my face? I love Starscream kicking Windblade off the end of the sled too, though. I love just like, wee, jump, pew. But like, because this is how I grew up, I'm like, I love this cover so hard.
And we have 3 different stories in this one. We have Choose Me, written by Margaret Scott, art by Corin Howell, colors by Thomas Deere. Silent Light by the Soul Killer James Roberts, art by Koteri, colors by Joanna. And then the 13th Day of Christmas, it's actually supposed to be the 38th Day of Christmas, but whatever, the 13th Day of Christmas, written by John Barber and art by Josh Bertram. Oh, that's cool that Josh is on full art, not just because usually it's Perez and Bertram on colors, Perez on art, Bertram. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, he got to draw all by his little self.
Yep, that's awesome.
That's
so
a lot of
we
work.
start.
He loves it though. He always
I know.
gets stoked when he gets to color or not color, obviously. When he gets to draw a comic, he's like, "I got to draw a thing, you guys!" It's very cute.
I had a thing.
So we start off with Choose Me. And I didn't notice this at first, but look at the sun.
I know the sun's
God.
horrible. And
Oh,
are you noticing
God.
that like the city also has a big smiley grin underneath?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Oh yeah,
It's-
everything is so happy and
And there is, of course, My Little Pony crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, my daughters, I was like, Eve, come look, there's a pony with like a cutie mark and everything.
Kind of reminds me of a pink Strido or a pink Arrow from He-Man.
I want it to be one of those animals that Fort Max rescued.
Yeah. So in this, they're telling us about everyone who is coming back to Cybertron, all the refugees, and they're talking about the Velocitrons and the little Devizens all wanted to meet, and talking about the Ikarians and Kamians and all the people. And
Oscar the Grouch is happy.
Starscream the Grouch apparently
No,
is
like
happy.
the last
There's little
panel on that,
Oscar.
where there's like a totally little Oscar the Grouch guy hiding in a pile of trash being like, the city's much nicer now, even for me. Can we please just clarify at the very beginning of this that this is a riff on How the Grinch Stole Christmas in rhyme, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is, and sadly I can hear
Oh, Boris Karloff?
I can hear Boris Karloff in my head. Yeah.
Don't
That
say
makes-
I was gonna
sadly.
say
Boris Karloff
Huh?
was a genius. You don't say
no. I'm saying I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying that was the first thing I thought of when I was reading this. And at first, I didn't think that was an Oscar the Grouch. I thought that was Chippy Starscream. Honestly.
Up in his tower is shot
they,
in television.
they deposed him. So yeah, Starscream's in his tower, and he's like, they don't love me enough.
I was reading this out loud to the kids, and like I like don't do voices very well, but for some reason with this, I instantly had this amazing Starscream voice. It's like Starscream who said, "They don't love me enough."
The only thing that I don't like about this story, and I've pretty much enjoyed everything Margaret's ever done, everything that I've read that she's done, but do they have to keep calling him Dead Bumblebee? Like,
But it's funny,
could you have said
Mike. It's a
said the ghost of Bumblebee or something? Or I know it's just a book and I know it's just a story, but it just, the two times that it said it just creeps me out.
But that's the joke. It's that
I know.
to me anyway. That was the joke. Like Starscream turned to Dead Bumblebee. Wait, what?
Now, does
I
Dead Bumblebee
guess-
only
I guess
show up
it's-
to
it was
Starscream, or?
Oh, he does. I was gonna say it would make it better if he had chains, but he does have chains.
He has
Oh my god!
Barley chains. He has barley
Yes.
chains with cash
Uh,
boxes.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the irony of it is Bumblebee never wanted cash. I understand what the joke is, but
I know. I was
Yeah.
like, that doesn't farm, but I don't care. It's funny.
are they ever going to bring Bumblebee back?
Not probably for a while, I'd say.
Not for a while.
He's been gone for a long time, though.
Not
Now.
that long. I mean, think about the other people who've been gone for ages.
Hmm.
Well, Bumblebee died in what, issue 25? We're up to almost issue 50 at this point.
I don't expect him back until like issue 100, if
Yeah.
even in the
Oh.
series. I honestly, I will be surprised if he comes back in under these with this creative team. I expect him
Exactly.
to be brought back by some other creative team in the future.
If you want your Bumblebee, you have robots in disguise.
No. I know. I'm just, and like I said, I haven't seen him in forever in this series or in the main ongoing. So that's why I'm saying we know he's dead. And that's why I'm saying showing him up here. I'm like wondering, is this kind of like, is he going to come back sooner rather than later?
Well, this is just the continuing of Starscream talks to Bumblebee.
Yeah.
because he has been doing that for a while, which I actually really enjoy a lot.
So Starscream gets his throne together. He gets his little video record. I should say Rat Trap.
I was
puts
gonna
his-
say.
He's tapping his foot while Rat Trap's like heaving this throne.
Oh, that's Starscream. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
And Starscream goes on his little video thing and basically says that this should be, honor the chosen one day, and you're supposed to honor me. And Rat Trap runs off and gets it to Circuit's station, the news station. And it almost looks like, and it could be just the way I'm looking at the art, it almost looks like Circuit puts it in upside down.
I know, he totally does. And I love that it's like a VHS tape. But he is, like, he's got little bubbles of sleepiness. I love that he was just asleep under the desk. Like, they're both just crashed.
Yeah, that's just, yeah.
Can I just say how much I love this artwork? It is absolutely fun and adorable.
It's really fun.
Amazing
There are so many
stuff.
things where I'm just like, oh my gosh, thank you for that panel, Corin.
For although they dutifully broadcast the tape, Longtooth cut off the end, which changed the whole shape of the speech that Starscream had given, and ruined the aims for which he had striven.
I love it.
I love the next panel where it's like, and show why you care with August Bravura. It's a word, trust me.
That's a word, trust me. That Circuit's an ape. That's not what I said. He cut off my tape.
He could have cut off worse things, Starscream.
Yeah.
Dude, but the next panel where he's just like curled up on his bed and he's got like, I
I
think
love-
it's supposed to be a Megatron poster with darts in it, and he's got this wonderful little 12-year-old boy room with like stars and planets hanging from the ceiling and rockets on his dresser and a lava lamp.
You know that the truck thing on the bottom, or the upper middle right part of the panel, right next to the lava lamp?
Yeah.
No, not Astro Train.
Flying white school bus?
Yeah, but it looks like Octane.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's a Megatron dartboard or not. I can't really see if that's
I just
Megatron.
assume that it is.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
like
we
his
can-
eye and then his
Yeah.
crown. And then, yeah. Basically it has to be a Megatron dartboard.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it could be a Galvatron dartboard, but you never know.
Yeah.
I know. So all of the other bots loved the news. Both of the Tankors got matching tattoos.
God, I love that panel.
I love that so hard. See, like, I feel bad because I read the pony one and I'm like, okay, that was fun. But this one, I cannot read a single page without busting up laughing. And part of it is that I'm not as deeply immersed in the pony verse. I mean, I'm immersed, but not deeply immersed.
Yeah.
But this just, I mean, oh my gosh, there's a reward in every panel.
Yeah.
And there was the pony one too. I just like these rewards better.
Yeah. I love the line, lead his soldiers through a parade. And wait, where's the other... Am I missing a panel here?
What are you looking for?
And it says, and his teammates bought him... Oh, okay, never mind. I read it wrong. And his teammates bought Onslaught a brand new grenade.
Aww.
It's just awesome. Yes, everyone is the spirit of giving, and you don't really see too much with Cheetor and I assume that's Dinobot.
Yeah.
Or it's supposed
Just
to
like,
be Dinobot.
be like, we don't really like each other, but here's presents. Slide.
Yeah. See,
That goes back
as
to
much
Gem
as
of the holograms.
yeah, it kind of does. I mean, as much as I love Cheetor, and trust me, I am a huge Cheetor fanboy. I'm not afraid to admit that, but it's just one of those things where it would almost be better if that was Rat Trap, and I know it can't be because But I mean, if you think of Beast Wars, you think of the quote unquote shipping and all that. It's Rat Trap and Dinobot, not Cheetor and Dinobot, but whatever.
That is still fun though.
Yeah.
Dude, I just assumed that like bajillions of little fangirl hearts exploded at the knockout and breakdown panel.
Yeah, that was going to the wastelands or
And the
whatever
fact
it was.
I'm sorry, I clicked the microphone. The fact that they're dragging cans behind them with signs that are all too acid waste or bust.
That's just crazy. So let's see here. We have...
And
Man,
Steve's
Waspinator-
still alive!
Yeah, Steve is still alive, but Waspinator looks like he died again.
No, he's at the spot doing his Energon treatment.
Yeah, he's drunk.
He's doing pond angels.
And of course, everyone is happy except for one. And the panel where it says, "And that bitter old Starscream stewed in his tower, getting madder each second and sadder each hour. He looks like Cup." In that panel, Corin drew an old Cup Scream.
I have seen so many people using that as like their little avatar. That face and that face and the Grinchy grin face. Like just
Yeah.
as soon as this came out, everybody just like went, "Mine!"
Yep. It's hilarious. So he's plotting his revenge, and suddenly there's a knock at the door, and he recognizes everybody's features, and Wheeljack essentially just bursts right in and basically slams the door in his face. And everybody shows up to celebrate with Starscream because Starscream didn't make it about himself. So it's a good thing that the news people cut off the end of his tape. I like this story. I thought this was pretty cool.
Oh, I love the rhyming.
Yeah.
The artwork is just so much fun.
Yeah, Margaret did a really good job with this one.
Yeah.
And now
this had
it's-
like
Sure.
the section of the pony one that has the rhyming. I really, 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 really enjoyed that.
Mhm.
For the fact that it was willing to be like really bad poetry. This one is a slightly trickier thing where she's really trying to stick pretty closely to the form and still be funny, which is really hard. So I'm like, good job.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is the one that I basically grabbed everyone and went, "Sit down, I'm reading this aloud because it's funny."
I like your old woman voice there.
Yeah, all of my Art Night people had to deal with a big read aloud. I'm like, I'm just going to read you the Starscream one, and I read the whole thing.
Oh, that was cute.
And we get the middle story here, which is Soul Crusher James Roberts.
This one made my son cry. Like, actual tears.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yes. Okay, so
Poor
Seth,
Minimus
it was
Amos.
Seth, of course, and he, like, this is totally jumping to the end, but he was so sad at how the baby turned out. He was the disappointment incarnate.
Oh.
He was like, I wanted to be a baby. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Welcome to James' world.
Yeah, he will make you cry.
Yes.
He giveth and he taketh away.
Right. He mostly taketh away. You know I hate hats. I love Rodimus. I don't care what anyone says. I love Rodimus. I always will.
I like Rodimus. I just like it when he gets his butt handed to him, like that panel. Because a frustrated Rodimus just brings me joy. I don't know why.
Oh, the one where he's pinching his nose or whatever.
Yeah, when he's getting the hat and he's just like,
Oh, wait, wow, we're like way farther in than I thought we were. Wait, because guys, we have to talk about Megatron picking up Minimus Amos so we can hang stuff on the tree. The fact that Minimus would let somebody pick him up at all, and then the fact that it's Megatron, and then the fact that they are finishing each other's sentences, and Roddy's like, "You guys are freaking me out. Please stop.
Please stop."
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Really funny.
Why isn't he in his armor? That's what I don't
I
understand.
don't understand.
I don't know. I understand it for
No,
the point of the story.
I understand it.
He's
I
been
understand it for
hanging
the
around outside of his armor more so that he can hang out with Ten because Ten likes him when he's little, and to practice being comfortable in his own skin because
No,
Ratchet
it's
said
like
he
this.
should. But what?
It's like this. Heather will understand. It's when you've had a long day and you get your bra off and you're like, "Oh, this feels good."
God.
You know.
Okay, let's move on from that. Thank you. So we get the hat wearing.
That is such a British thing. Everything in this entire comic is so British. They have crackers and they have paper hats and
they have really good NJEX apparently, because apparently Swerve is importing.
Swerve knows the good stuff.
Yes, he
I love it
does.
so much it's making me sad. Phil is amazing in this.
I love Nautica here. Still, if he discovers you've been importing contraband NJEX and having lock-ins, he's too busy preparing for the big sleep. He's not gonna bother us. Knock, knock, knock. Run! It's him! Run!
Yeah.
Run! No hide! No, run and hide!
I love that Swerve is just like throwing in movie titles still, because The Big Sleep is totally a movie. I also love how Nautica is just like, I like the way Nautica is lying with her feet up. For some reason, I just enjoy that. And oh my gosh, and balancing Energon on her wrench because.
And doing an impression of Ultra Magnus.
Yes. That's my best Ultra Magnus. It's a work in progress.
Note to self, don't beat up prisoners. And of course, it's only Amy showing up. I'm sorry, Whirl. So, something we kind of skipped over, which I noticed it immediately as soon as they said it. We have a note about it here now, where the intercom is coming over. Hibernation in T-minus 15 minutes. All crew members are to proceed to the observation deck, where they will find a bed.
Yes.
For those that don't understand, biometric
envelopment device. When it first said it, I noticed it immediately. I was like, oh my god, that's how they're going to work beds into the Transformers universe? Oh my god.
Hey, Starscream had a bed.
Well, yeah, but actually being able to say... whatever. I didn't know Whirl made different lines and stuff with his eye.
I love that line. Please tell me this is what I think it is, because if it is, I don't think my face can do this turn of events justice.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Oh boy. So as we go along, basically the point here is they're they have to go into this hibernation thing because they're trying to go around or go through a certain galaxy or whatever, and apparently it's like, going to the Klingon homeworld or something. I don't know. So
yeah, go to the bad people who don't like robots' place, so we all have to sleep and hide. Yeah, hide under your blanket so the monsters can't see you. Everything in this is such a funny joke on like the you have to go to bed or Santa Claus won't come type thing.
Oh yeah. And then I can't believe they're still doing this joke. Formerly the duly appointed enforcer of the Tyrest Accord. Can we let that die, please?
No, Why? It's still funny.
Oh god, just let it die, people.
Mike's the only one Mike doesn't know how to have fun.
Shut up. Why are you surprised? Magnus locks everything. He locks his own mouth when he isn't speaking. And Nautica pretty much destroys the door with a wrench.
That's one way.
That's one way, yeah. So why are they breaking into this thing? Why are they breaking into his office?
To get the subspace whoop-de-doo
Oh, okay.
The thing that Swerve is trying to get that's like wrapped up in chains.
It's
The
Oh,
magic
yeah,
bigger
okay.
than him.
It's exactly
Okay.
like the Carmex bottle with no bottom that I invented when I was 10.
Oh, jeez. And for some odd reason, Whirl and Nautica had a baby.
It's adorable.
I love the line,
Yeah.
she's making a face, and it's like forming a face. It looks like
Eh,
Eve from WALL-E.
a little bit, yeah.
I
A
love
little bit.
Whirl fixing the window with tape and then like drawing on it with crayon.
And then we get drunk singing Magnus for holiday.
Which is
song.
amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. And Swerve pretty much tries to distract him.
This is what always happens to me when I'm like singing and I think I'm by myself and or directing music with gusto by myself. Somebody will walk in and I will be like, ah, and they will be falling on the floor laughing.
This happened to me just recently. I was at church having to make copies in the library, thinking I'm all by myself in the church. I had my headphones on. I'm jamming out. I have my iPod unshuffled. Gangster Paradise comes on. I'm getting into it, man.
Oh no!
And someone walks in and I'm like, don't act like you don't want to join in.
Oh man, well played. Well played.
Come on, after 20 years, this song's still awesome.
Yep. Both versions.
Mhm.
Wait, versions.
Weird Al's
Weird Al.
version is just as good.
Oh,
I stand
okay.
by that.
Okay. No problem. I thought there were, you know how back in those days they used to have like, hey, this is the Super Dance remix, and this is blah 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 remix, and this is this.
We still have that.
I'm like, that is totally not a back in the day thing. It is
Yeah.
still with us.
Talk about one thing about the music industry that needs to die, other than Taylor Swift.
Okay, I'm
Some
gonna
of
be
the
fair.
remixes aren't too bad, though. I'll admit.
Once every 100, there's a really good one.
Yeah. So getting back to this, not Chromia. Nautica and Whirl lose their kid at some point. They leave the kid in the office, and the kid finds the armor.
Oh, no!
And it's doing the full horror movie. Zombie reach.
I know.
All I can think of is Autobot Spike.
Oh yeah, it's totally like that.
That's a different horror in itself.
I know, but that's all I can think of is when Spike becomes Autobot X at first. Nautica's deranged, though.
When she whacks him in the. I actually really like the art in these panels because it's
I
really
like the
actually
art.
cartoony and exaggerated.
Mhm.
The thunk panel and the like Whirl being like full stretch of horror.
Yeah.
Like we have made Whirl look horrified by stretching him and putting action lines behind him, and it's working.
So Nautica bashes Minimus Ambus over the back of the head with a wrench.
And then Whirl's like, "Are we sure I didn't just do that? Because that's the type of thing I would do." I totally hear him in like his best
Nautica
drunk
and
voice this
Whirl.
whole time.
Yeah, Nautica and Whirl are probably the most put together couple in this panel. It's like, wow. He was panicking. It made me panic. You knocked off his tiny mustache.
And, uh,
And Whirl's picking it up in his claw. It's amazing. And Magnus is just like passed out, still singing.
Mm-hmm. It's the happiest season of all.
Please.
And Megatron. We finally see Megatron again. 5 minutes, everyone.
Everyone not
Anyone
prepared
not-
to be ejected from the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, this whole entire section. I can't even deal with this section. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
I'm sure I have no idea what you think you're doing, Ultra Magnus, but I've never given anyone a hug in my life. I knew it.
I can't. It's so funny. And the fact that Roddy's just like, he's just getting into his little pod thingy. He's just like, he doesn't even look back. He's like, I knew it.
Yeah.
knew it.
And poor Megatron is just like sitting on the floor, cowering with his arms wrapped around his knees, being like, "I hate you all. Go to bed."
The capsules look almost like the original Thundercat capsules when they got ejected from the ship when they landed on Third Earth in the original Thundercat series. But yeah, Megatron's just sitting there holding himself. All of you, get to your beds.
No one else wants to hold Megatron, so he has to hold himself.
I want to hold Megatron. Dang nabbit.
No one else in the comic wants to hold Megatron.
Sorry, this is your final warning. You're a solitary individual, and you can get lonely. I can empathize, but now is not the time. Oh, okay. I'll move on.
And then we get back to the baby situation.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so. Ladies and gentlemen, how long has both of these been going on? Since what, 2011? Right?
I guess so.
I think.
Yeah,
so
sounds about right.
I could look it up. I'm too lazy.
4 or 5 years at this point. In 5 years, if you have not gotten emotionally attached to Whirl, you're going to get emotionally attached to Whirl in this comic right now. And it looks like he's going to eject because you can't. The thing about the beds, they're made for one robot only, so you can't have 2 sparks in there. The people that they're trying to hide from will find them. And Whirl's like, sod it, and he just puts the little baby
grows claws like his, and he's just like, dang it. That panel where he's got the baby asleep in his little cockpit. Oh my gosh, that slayed me.
That's so awesome. What were you gonna say, Nicole?
At first, I thought this was gonna be like a whole Superman thing. Oh, he's gonna go to a different world, and he's gonna tell everyone about, the world that he had before. He had a little Jerry curl.
Oh god. So we get to the Meta Bay later, and
Whirl totally wakes up.
Yeah. Where is she? What have you done with her? Don't worry, she's safe, or rather, they're safe, safely contained. I'm afraid you've been nurse meeting an infestation of scraplets.
At which point Seth started crying and got really mad.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now, at the end of this podcast, I have to put in Bulkhead screaming.
Yes, do it.
Oh, Bulkhead.
Was that you?
And Nautica's not a natural-born lawbreaker, so she went to Velocity, and yeah, she pretty much narked on him. And we find out what that knock was at the door at Swerves. It was apparently the Scraplets
making a fist.
Yeah. And it basically ends on Whirl saying, and they did all that just so they could live to kill again? I'm sorry. Are you kidding? I'm proud of them.
Yeah, that's adorable.
It is so... Yeah. Whirl is so Amy. So the second story, I enjoyed the second story. We get to the third one, and it's probably the only time I've actually enjoyed Thundercrapper.
Oh, come on. Thundercracker
has no soul, Nicole. Mike has no soul.
That first script in issue 28 or issue 29 or whatever the hell it was, that was just horrible.
Okay, I have come to the conclusion you do not know how to have fun. we need to get Mike out of the house more often.
Right.
The funny thing is, I was reading this, and I was feeling proud of Thundercracker because his writing has gotten better.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, Thundercracker, your writing is still really bad, but it's better than it used to be. Good job, you're learning.
Oh, at least he can rhyme now. It's a Decepticon warlord with an armed fusion cannon.
Oh my gosh, so much.
I want a toy of this.
Santa Megatron is awesome.
Santa Trump
Basically,
Yeah.
we just have to make him like a little Santa suit.
and
Yep.
a little beard.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
I give him a little bag with
A
presents.
sack.
Yeah.
And I love what John did with the titles. He pretty much bullwinkled it. The 13th Day of Christmas, or Dead and Green, or The Night Thundercracker and Buster Saved Christmas.
I love that Buster has a voice in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh,
So Santa Megatron basically kills this chick who's supposed to be an amalgamation of Marissa Fairborn.
Which is okay,
assume.
because I kind of hate Marissa Fairborn, and
I'm not a big fan of hers either, but I love that her name is Anna Log.
Yeah.
That is something like I would find at work. Like,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. 2 days ago, I was doing a kid piece of mail. Last name Case, first name Justin,
oh no.
together. And I'm just like, oh, your parents hated you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought that
So-
was a joke.
No. So I get, I bid you peace on earth, peace through tyranny.
Boom! Or, sorry, choom.
Choom. Yeah. I thought Shockwave was only allowed to do the choom, but anyway. Then we get to Eddie Valiant as Thundercracker.
I love
Like,
it.
I totally hear Humphrey Bogart narrating this, and it makes it
Oh,
12,000
absolutely.
Yeah,
times better.
see?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was past midnight on December 38th when my phone rang. I wasn't asleep.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Love it. And Buster's so dang cute. Love Buster.
Yeah. Buster in black and white is kind of awesome.
This was the page that I was like, Josh, I love it so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I also love the line, but my friends call me when they're in trouble.
No, it's just like
My name's Cracker, Thundercracker, but my friends call me when they're in trouble.
they're in trouble.
I'm a detective, the private kind.
Just everything about this is so awesome. This is one of my favorite pages.
Yeah.
I love his hat, and I love his little grin, and like
Uh,
I love Buster staring at the phone with the World of Warcraft quest thing above her head.
Didn't I say it was on lettering for this one? I don't remember.
here, I'll
I don't
go.
remember. I'm not going back.
I got it. I got it. Here,
Letters by Tom B. Long.
Okay, that's what I figured. I love how he in this one does the bold on certain things.
Oh yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. You know, we really, I need to go and give that man some worship, because I've been reading some of the older, like the early IDW books to the kids lately while we wait for things to come out. And I'm like, wow, the lettering used to not be as good. So
Yeah.
I just need to be like, Tom, you do good things. Thank you, sir.
You know, because this is Christmas, I really want Analog's name to be Director Yule Log. But whatever.
That can be her middle name.
Okay. well,
Yule
I
log.
don't think- yeah, I don't want to think about that. So apparently, oh wait, no, John wrote this.
Yeah, John wrote it.
Not James. Yeah, the line with Thundercracker. Life's colorblind. There's no red and green, only shades of gray. All I can think of is what Alex had Nicole do that one time.
I know. I'm like,
Forgive him for that.
And I love Thundercracker's explanation of why he loves he can turn into a jet. He never has to fly coach for one.
it's so great because it's such a lame joke.
But
You
it's
know,
all-
it's just it's funny because it's lame. Because we know that Thundercracker just cannot come up with his level of cleverness is relatively low, but he tries.
Yeah. And turning Buster into Rudolph is just
It's so
silly.
Yes.
Love it.
And I love that Santa has this like massive.
Yeah.
So Santa's citadel is the most heavily guarded fortress in the galaxy.
Now, see, I originally thought that it was going to be Megatron here because you got robot fire-breathing reindeer.
I want.
I would expect that to be a Megatron thing, not a Santa thing.
You guys, I just noticed something that I missed this entire time. The Coca-Cola bears are in the panel with Thundercracker at the top. Also, oh my gosh, there are
Where?
penguins sliding on the ice and going woohoo.
Yeah, I noticed the penguins. I didn't see where are the polar
On the
bears?
exact opposite end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Holy crap! And there's like a
you
Santa bear showing up with a bag. I can't even deal with this.
Buster, she kind of looks like the dog from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I can't remember the dog's name now.
Oh,
Max.
Max. Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of looks like
Max.
Max with her nose like that. Aww.
Also, the candy cane cannons are my favorite thing, and I want the toy of them. I want the toy of Santa's Citadel.
Yeah, I want this.
I want it to open up, and I want to put the little reindeer robots in there, and a couple of Steves, just because they seem like they would fit. And yeah, fun time.
The only thing I'm going to question with this part of the story is the fact that Buster has this giant rocket pack strapped to the dog's back. There's no way.
We do not question. It is a story.
I know it's a story, but there's just no way logistically that dog is going to be able to hold the weight of that giant rocket pack.
We're okay with Santa Claus having a citadel guarded by candy cane cannons and robot reindeer, but we're not okay with Buster having a rocket pack.
As I said, I thought it was going to be Megatron at first because that's something Megatron would do.
If he was
he would have
really
his own citadel.
bored.
Huh?
Like if he was really bored. It's a little too elaborate for Megatron. He'd just blow things up.
So Santa is here, and I was really hoping for a Tim Allen reference.
Like what Tim Allen reference specifically?
The Santa Claus. Tim Allen was Santa for 3 movies.
Yeah, no, I thought you were looking for a specific line.
No. Not a line, more of a design.
No, I like that. I like Santa, that Santa, the MMA fighter.
I love it. They say he's fat. All right, jolly old elf. Well, he's not. It's not fat. It's muscle.
It's muscle.
Muscle and a lifetime of kung fu training. Like, John, you're the best. He seems to have just so much fun when he cuts loose and writes comedy. I'm like, let the man write comedy.
Exactly.
A human life lasts what, 200, 300 years? I don't know. Not long, whatever it is.
It's hilarious. The worst thing, all I wanted was freedom for my people, so I squished some organics. So what? Do I deserve a lump of coal? Megatron got coal.
And thus he is mad at the world. Oh my gosh, in the whole, like, what's in the box?
Oh my gosh, I cracked up on that when I first read it. Like, Brad Pitt, they did a whole Brad Pitt thing.
And then,
the
like,
crackers, Brad Pitt.
That would make Megatron Morgan Freeman. That's just scary.
No, that would make him, what's his name? Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Megatron gets a knuckle sandwich. Santa and Thundercracker are now friends, and they go off with the robotic reindeer with Buster leading the charge. And we then cut back to the main thing where Thundercracker is telling the script to Fairborn and who's the other chick?
Jones.
Okay. You killed me on page 2.
I like that.
No, it's an analog of you. Why don't you use cycles and chords like normal people?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end, like going back to real life was kind of a little bit of a letdown because I actually really am not a fan of this whole dynamic. I wanted to like Marissa Fairborn and her relationship with Thundercracker. I wanted to like it so bad, but all it's been is just it never has progressed, and it's just her being angry all the time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I I'm like hating it more and more the longer it goes. Kind of
I
like
haven't
the way I
read.
felt about Spike since All Hail Megatron. And so it was kind of like, well, but
Yeah, I haven't read Not Rid since I think issue 33, 34. So
there's been some good stuff, but it was not the Earth-based stuff.
Well, okay. Outside of Combiner Wars, I haven't read Not Rid since, like I said, since 33 or 34. I do love the end with Jones, though, where they actually do make Buster look like Max from the Grinch now because they put the reindeer antlers on her.
I think Buster looks so cute.
Yeah. And you're right, Buster. Of all the Thundercrackers in the world, he's the Thundercrackiest.
I love that.
Oh, so that's the Transformers holiday special. What do we think of it overall?
It's awesome and I love it.
You know how Heather feels, Nicole.
It's pure fun. There's only one thing that I have a problem with this. Out of all the and it's a problem that I have anytime Buster's in a comic. The size proportion always changes with her, like in almost every panel. That's fine. That's my only gripe. That's okay. Still love Buster.
Right. Well, but the size proportion changes based on the artist, right? Is it just a different artist drawing her, or is it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's just because they try to put her into proportion with Thundercracker when she's by Thundercracker, and then they try to put her in a proportion with a human when she's with a human. So, but the thing is, the portion is the same when she's with Thundercracker as she is with humans. And this has happened ever since they've introduced Buster. Doesn't matter who the artist is. Yeah.
Because it makes sense in this because it's, it's Thundercracker's story where he's the detective and she's his dog, and that's okay.
But yeah,
because it's in his imagination. But
it's just been happening for a couple years, and that's the
that's
one thing I've had a problem with Buster, and it's understandable. I mean, Thundercracker you can't really have Buster as like an ant on his hand, So
yeah,
but it's like the only thing that really throws me off. But besides that, it's 100% lovely.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting, like I said, and I know I'm nitpicking on this, the whole dead Bumblebee thing. Like, if she would have said anything other than dead Bumblebee, if she would have said the ghost of Bumblebee or the ghost of Bumblebee past or present or whatever, like, just something. And
the term ghost only belongs to Starscream. We all know that.
Oh. Then why don't they hurry up and make him one? We need new rulers on Cybertron at this point.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Oh wait, aren't we getting that? Aren't we getting that in issue 50? Anyway.
The Quintessons come back and take over everything.
I was thinking All Hail Optimus, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I was just being a brat.
It's almost 2 a.m. That's overrated. Okay, my thoughts on I enjoyed this. I wasn't sure what to expect out of this. I really, really wasn't because, like I said, I haven't really been keeping up with the two ongoings, so I wasn't sure how they were going to do this. But I really enjoyed the 3 stories. I really did like them, and it's like I said before, it's probably the first time I actually enjoyed anything to do with Thundercracker's crappy writing. At least it got better this time.
I love Thundercrapper writing.
You can never not say that now.
Yeah.
I had
like,
one mistake.
Sorry.
Right.
If you wanted a real response from me, it would be like that I'm just actually really, really grateful that this exists. Mm-hmm. Because it's just so fun to get something like this, and it felt like a Christmas present to me and all the fans.
Oh, absolutely.
To get this, and I receive it like one of the best presents I've ever got.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know we don't know just yet what the year, since we're in 2016, we don't know exactly what the whole year is going to be for the ongoings. Would you guys want them to do another holiday special with different stories with different creators next year?
Yes.
Sure. I would love it.
Next,
I think it's because, well, I mean, most of the series in Transformers, they're fairly serious right now. You get some good jokes here now and then, you know. You've got the comic relief in this series, but this is just one of those like, okay, we're gonna just calm down and take a breather before we rip out your spine and your heart
Yeah.
and all your joy in life.
so basically, what you're saying is, before we let James have his way with all of you,
Basically, like, he put out a warning for this next issue. He's like, this is going to be the most disturbing stuff we've ever done. I'm like, okay, thanks.
So
Wow.
so yeah, I like that they give us this. Like Heather said, this was a little treat, you know. It's kind of like how the holidays are. The end of the year is just hell to me, you know. And then December 26th comes around and you're just like, yay, you know. Finally, I get to relax and enjoy a couple days off the year. And so yeah, it was a good little treat. Yeah. This is our little candy cane for the
God, that's kind of scary.
year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, overall, I wasn't sure what to expect out of it, but I mean, I enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the art for all three stories. I'm kind of wondering what if they do another one next year, what kind of stories they'll do. If they'll do like an original Christmas tale, or if they'll do something like what happened in. Well, I don't think they could really remake Human Error, but if they did, it would be interesting to see how they would do it. Seeing as how the reason why I don't think they can remake it is because that story is from animated is central to Soundwave, and Soundwave really isn't. To my knowledge, he's not exactly doing a whole lot at this very second. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I'll probably give it a 4 out of 5. What about you, Heather?
I'm giving it a 5, not because it's perfect, but because it's a Christmas issue. We haven't had one of those since like the 80s, have we?
I don't know.
It's amazing. I'm giving it a 5 because it made me that happy, and there's nothing in it that didn't make me absolutely just full of glee.
Okay, calm down.
Full of glee, Mike. Full of glee.
Nicole.
Yeah, I like I said, I know I was complaining about Buster and everything, but I'm gonna be Heather. It was 5 because I came out being happy about it. I mean, the whole scrapbook thing that was a little tearjerker, but
Yeah.
but it was just again, like I said, like with the pony issue, it's one of those things you can sit down and you could read to someone and you could to anyone, you know, even people that don't know Transformers, and they kind of will get a little laugh at it. It's not one of those comics that you have to be up on what is going on, and that's what's nice about it. Is that anyone could read those comics.
Right, yeah. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us on episode 125. I think next time is, well, I know it's obviously 126, but I think it's going to be Nicole and I talking about D4VE from IDW. After that, I don't know just yet. So, Heather, where can the people find you online?
They can find me on Facebook, but if you try and friend me and I don't have any like shared friends with you, I will ignore you because I don't know who you are.
So just find her on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter. I'm really bad at using it, but I will notice if you tweet me. You can find me on DeviantArt. Look up HaHee Prime, and I will be there.
Nicole?
Oh, I'm BeatlesDiva. Just Google that and you'll find everything. Twitter, Facebook, all the Transformer forums. I'm under Hailstorm that way, but I'm one of those too.
Jeez. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. You can find me at TFG and Mike on Twitter. You can also follow the Pullbag at the Pullbag on Twitter, or find us on Facebook as well as the Geekcast Radio Network. Make your great escape into comics, and we will catch you next time.
Aloha!
Woohoo!
It's action.
It's drama. It's comedy. It's Decian, the superhero webcomic. Decian's got superhero antics and sexy girls. Read it now at Decian.com. DASIEN.com.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pull Bag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you are leaving the message for, and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at GeekCastRadio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.